Sometimes I love my job. Why? Because I get to report on new music before it's dropped. Before it hears your ears, it hears mine, and I get the chance to report its greatness. That way you can be impressed, you can pick it up, and you can also love and adore the same things that I do. For I am coverkillernation, and I'm here to speak about another 2011 release. And it's going to be from a band that has traditionally been placed alongside a band that I have recently kind of shat all over whenever it comes to their new release, and of course that band was Children of Bodom. And the band in which I'm speaking about today has a new album coming out on the 19th here in America. However, traditionally in Europe and the like, it's going to be out on the 13th, and in some places, Japan, it's out right now, and that is Circle Regenerated by the band Norther. Now, Norther has made some lineup changes ever since we've last heard from them. Out is Petri, and now in is new vocalist Alexei. And this is something that has a lot of fans. Hello, Selena. A little bit upset, a little bit kind of weepy, grieving, not too happy about this particular move. However, I, for one, am going to have to go against the grain and say that even though he was a founding member, a core member of Norther, one of the tight-knit first members of the group, this change may have actually been for the better, because Circle Regenerated is quite the powerful album. This is an album that actually is able to blend together various different stylings, and it's something where the past couple of releases have had a little bit more of a direct approach, whereas this one has taken a little bit more of a varied approach that has seen a lot more people kind of clamor to albums such as Mirror of Madness, which was my first Norther release, and still to this day remains to be one of my favorites from this particular act. Now, Circle Regenerated is a 10-track affair that clocks in at right around 44 minutes in length, and this is one that is really compromised and composed by many different varieties of music that, whenever you sum the parts together, many people will call to be somewhat along the lines of a mixture between melodic power metal and extreme power metal, with death metal influences all throughout. I personally just like to call this melodic, extreme death power metal. Why? Because it's complicated, and I like to complicate you guys. But this is something that also blends something else that I really enjoy, and that's of course the progressive side, and this is something that's interwoven on certain tracks. The last track is definitely one that really sticks out in my mind. It's just a beautiful piano part right in the middle of this particular track. You're going to see that throughout. You're going to see a lot of mixtures between the death growls and a lot of clean vocals on this particular record. And that's something that might turn off a lot of people. I mean, I'm going to be perfectly blunt right here. That's something that may turn some of you guys off. But I actually felt that this was a really nice touch. It was something that really added to the variety portion of this particular record and really helped its score, considering Alexei is definitely able to do a lot of stuff very well. Not to mention, he just had himself a birthday, April the 2nd. He's 27 years old, so wish him a happy birthday, guys, with the release of this particular release, with this particular album. I'm becoming redundant as we speak, and you could already tell that my voice still isn't up to par. Circle Regenerated also has a lot of powerful guitar solos in it, and of course you're going to hear a lot of elements that kind of remind you of bands such as the Children of Bodoms and the Kalmas and the like, that kind of keep this genre in that kind of nice, neatly niched group where everything seems all boxed together, and you throw these names all together, and it's kind of like whenever you have to name three bands that sound like this is always going to be Children of Bodom, Norther, Kalma. And that's just kind of the way that you look at it. And Norther is kind of the one that's really thinking a lot outside the box here, adding that progressive overtone to clean and melodic death metal vocals are definitely a fantastic touch. The piano's just beautiful. Not to mention, these are 10 tracks that are able to hold your attention. They're very creative, not to mention it's something where you go into the next track not entirely too sure what to expect. And that's a very large positive on this record, because with that Children of Bodom record that I reviewed about a month and a half to 2 months ago, I kind of knew what I was getting myself into, and I knew it was going to piss me off. With this particular record, I wasn't too sure, and as the record continued and as the music progressed, I was getting excited for each passing track, because I wondered, okay, where are they going to take this time? Where are they going to take this that time? Now, is this a perfect record? Absolutely not. There's still way too many portions in here that are a little bit dull, a little bit bland, a little cliche for the genre, but it's something that's really been kept to a bare minimum. And that's something that I find to be an extremely large positive. This is a record that I think definitely deserves your attention. I give it a strong 8 out of 10. And that's reason enough considering the Children of Bodom got, like, I don't know, like a 6.5 or a 6 or a -12. I forget what the fuck I gave it. Like, I archived this stuff. Who cares? This record is leaps and bounds better, and now, well, one thing I need to say is that the fans are definitely responding this way as well, and I'm going to cite for you guys a letter that I recently came across on a group on Facebook regarding the Children of Bodom and Northern Records. So, one moment. Okay. This is in a group that is on Facebook. And this is an actual letter. This is for realsies, as they say. And I quote, "Dear Children of Bodom, the new Northern record just took a shit all over your poor excuse of a recent release. It then set the shit on fire and used novelty fake shit as kindling to keep the fire burning bright for 1,000 nights. Wildlife is now dancing in praise of this album, and human beings are uncovering their inner beast to join in the festival of greatness. How does that make you feel?" That kind of sums it up. Whenever it comes, bar none, comparing these two particular records, Northern wins by leaps and bounds. This is something where, like I said, a lot of people are going to kind of mourn the loss of Petri, the original, one of the originals, the last Spartan of Northern. But Alexi definitely is a fantastic addition. They also got a new guitar player as well. This core is very tight. Not to mention they were able to craft fantastic music, 10 excellent tracks, 8 out of 10. Can't give this enough praise. Very good release. Pick it up whenever you have the opportunity. Cover Killer seal of approval. And as always, this is Cover Killer Nation saying, the internet is where you find some of the funniest shit. And also, if shit ran uphill, we'd be in a whole hell of a lot of trouble. Because then you couldn't outrun a shit monster by climbing a mountain.